My team and I have helped over 100 people relocate to Greenville, South Carolina. We've had a lot of conversations from people directly from this YouTube channel asking a lot of questions about moving to the area. Believe it or not, I'm going to cover the most asked about question that we get on these consultations and in general when we're helping people relocate to the area. Hi, I'm Evan Whaley, your favorite Greenville realtor. Believe it or not, the number one thing that most people want to talk about is the logistics of planning a visit and then planning their move. That tends to be a lot of the conversations that we have. And I want to give some people some really helpful information so that you can know exactly what logistics look like and a lot of the pro tips that we've learned from helping a ton of people explore the area and even relocate to the area successfully. There's so much that we've learned in this process. So I just want to give you my distilled down 5 tips for making a relocation, for making a move to a new area. The first, do your research. Of course, if you're thinking about moving from where you're currently at, you're probably slightly unhappy for one reason or another. So figure out what are the reasons why you're not currently happy with the place that you live. I find that a lot of people are really good at knowing exactly what they don't like more than they are with finding the things that they really love and are really attracted to. Of course, make the list for both, but start with all those things that you're not currently happy with about your current city, because that will be a great starting point for the things that you're looking for in your next city. Then do all the research that applies to your specific lifestyle. If you are concerned about school systems, do the research on schools. Learn about those. If you need medical care, make sure you're doing that research. Make sure you're looking at everything from public transportation to safety to all these other factors that we know are really important for your everyday lifestyle. Know the things that you really value, even from a cultural standpoint, and then also the things that you like to do, the activities that you really enjoy. If you're someone that loves hiking, or you're someone that loves going to the beach, or whatever it is where you like to spend all of your time. Now, also know that vacationing and how you live your lifestyle on vacation compared to how you actually live your everyday lifestyle is important to discern when you're making this judgment here. But find those things that are going to be really important to you, because that will help you determine what areas will best fit your needs. So you're clearly someone that does a lot of research because you're watching this YouTube channel and you're someone that really wants to know about an area. So you're clearly already doing that. The next step after that is to actually schedule a visit. So you can do so much research. I love to research as well. You can gain so much information, but you can't gain the same information that you can by actually using all of your senses, seeing things in person. And a pro tip for me is to actually schedule a relocation tour. I've done a video in the past, which you can see here. So watch that after this video on why you should schedule a tour in Greenville. But specifically, no matter where you're relocating to, consult with an expert that really helps you understand the geography and the area and how everything interconnects. That is why it's so great to do that tour, to know exactly what you're looking into and to know the different areas instead of trying to drive around and figure it out on your own. That will be an important part of the process, but do that next. So if you're coming here to Greenville, I really recommend that tour first. Then after you do the tour, spend time in our downtown. Our downtown is nationally renowned. Falls Park is just known for being such a great place to go. So spend some time there. Go walk our downtown streets. Go eat at some local restaurants. Go to the local shops. Talk to the local people. Spend your time there and figure out all the things that make Greenville really unique, and that will help you determine if it's really a good place for you. After you've done that, we have so many different areas that surround Greenville. I find most people don't actually move into the city from a lot of different reasons, whether it's from the standpoint of budget or lifestyle, or whatever the case may be. Some people do, of course. We've helped several people move into the city, but not everyone does. And if you're someone that's not going to move into the actual city and you want to explore the suburb areas, that's your third step, is exploring all those micro areas and kind of looking at it from a big level view. For instance, a lot of our suburbs have their own downtowns, which kind of creates their own unique feel. So go spend time in those downtowns. Go talk to the people. Go look at the schools. Go do all the things that are important to you to really learn about the lifestyle of that area so that you can make sure that you know exactly where you want to be. After you've done that, here comes the next part. Step number 4, which is logistics. And don't skip this step, and really don't skip any of the other steps that I mentioned. I find that a lot of people will skip from step 1 all the way to step 5. They'll kind of cut out the visit and think, oh, I can just go see homes and I'll get a feel for the area while I'm doing that. And you can sort of get some of that, but you won't get the full understanding and view of the area when you're trying to do both, because your brain is just constantly switching between, do I like this house to do I like this area? What is this area all about? And it can be a very confusing and cumbersome process. So I always recommend really working the steps in order. And I found the people that do that have the best moves to the area and really come to love Greenville and where they move. So let's get back back to the logistics. Logistics can be a lot of different things, and depending on your circumstances, it could look very different. So scheduling a consultation with our team is really the best way to guide you through all these steps. But I want to give you some tips and help you know some things at a high level, because these are things that we often talk about with people and just let you know about the different options that are out there. For most of our clients, they already own their home where they're currently at, and they're going to sell it to move to the next place. So when you're looking at that, there's a lot of different options and things that you could do. Everything from keeping your house while buying your place here in Greenville to trying to time things up where you're selling and buying at the same time to so much more. So let's just kind of talk about a few of those options here now. And again, your specific scenario really needs to be talked through with an advisor so that you know exactly what the next steps look like. So let's just say that you're in those shoes and you do have a house at your current city while you're going to move here to Greenville. Some of the options, if you want to keep your current place, are you can come and do multiple visits to our area. I really recommend come in on a Tuesday or Wednesday. We see most of our homes are listed on Wednesday to Saturday. So you really want to be here for that whole time to kind of see the new inventory that's on the market. We can create a list and go and see the right properties for you. So that's one option. Of course, there's some cons to that. There's some cons to every option. You know, a lot of people don't always have the flexibility with their work to come and take multiple vacations and trips or work from home or whatever the case may be, or just it isn't in your budget, or it's just a little tough to come and make multiple trips. So that doesn't work for everyone. So another option could be that you do virtual tours. No matter what, I 100% always recommend that before someone buys a house, they come and see it in person. But a virtual option can be a great way to eliminate those that we know will not work for you. There's a lot of different ways that we can do virtual, so schedule that consult and we can talk through what would work best for your scenario. So we've talked about the options of you keeping your current home. So those really tend to work well. If you want to sell your current place, an option could be you try to sell and buy at the same time. Trying to line up two closings can create some logistical challenges, and depending on how strong the markets are in each place, it can create a lot of different dynamics. It can be a little bit of a struggle. There's several different programs out there that can make this even easier, and we would want to talk about those for your specific scenario. But just keep that in mind, that it is an option that you can be contingent upon selling your current home with buying another. The last thing we want to go into is actually just selling your house and then buying here in Greenville. If you're in that camp, what you can do there is you actually can sell your current property and then you can move into some short-term housing option. A lot of people say, hey, I don't want to move twice, or I don't want to move my stuff. What I found works really well is to move your stuff into like a pod or something that's a movable storage system. Keep it in a cooled area so they make sure that none of your stuff gets damaged. It tends to be more expensive to do that kind of storage than to just move it into another facility, but it saves you on potentially hiring multiple movers or having to move stuff into a house and move it out of the house and back into a new house. So it can really help with some of the logistical things if that's your biggest concern. So there you have it. There's a lot of the different logistical options, everything from seeing the place multiple times, coming into town, to renting a place here, to seeing things virtually, and there's other options that are there as well. So there's tons of options. We've helped everyone in every different scenario, and depending on your situation, we can figure out what works for you. So the last step in the process is the actual home search. So we've got everything nailed down. We know where you want to live. We know that Greenville is the place for you, that you love it here. We know what you're doing with your current house, and we have a plan. We've created a blueprint for you to have success. I find the people that do this have the least stressful move, and they have the most success in finding the right property because they have a strategy in place. Seeing houses is so important because ultimately that's the place where you're going to be spending all of your time, and you want to make sure that you're comfortable there. But truthfully, what I found is if someone loves Greenville, they find the right area of town that they love, the housing part has always been able to take care of itself. We've been able to find them the right home. Sometimes it takes a little longer than others, just depending on what your particular needs are and your price point. But we always have been able to find someone a home that has done these steps in this order and found all the things that are really important to them. So there you have it. That's my 5 successful steps for relocating. Again, this is all super customizable to your specific situation. So if you'd like to schedule a consult with us, all of our contact information is down below, and we'd love to help you out in this process.